Okay, so Loxley's Dunkel. This is came out. So starting gravity, this was 1045. I got down to about 1008, 1009. So I'm thinking it's about 4.8% ABV. So the actual malt I used for this was 3.5 kilos of Wayman's extra par premium Pilsner malt, and then 680 grams of Joe White Vienna. Got that from the home brew shop, as well as some 170 grams of the Barrett Bursted Dark Crystal, 100 grams of Carahel from Wayman, 100 grams of chocolate malt, and 50 grams of black malt from Joe White Maltings. And the chocolate malt was also Joe White Maltings. Now, for the hops, I used 30 grams of Tetnang for the 60 minutes for the boil, and with 15 minutes ago, I chucked in 30 grams of Hallertau Mittelfrei. Now, the water I used was actually used just due to the water quality at the moment with so much rain and all the flooding. They've really been pumping their chlorine, and it's really noticeable in the beer I found. So I went back to just using a 10 litres bottles of the you can buy in Australia, the Australian supermarket Coles. They have the 10 litres. I think I paid about $4.60 or $4.70 for the 10 litres. So I just grabbed 3 of those, and that covers the brew day. So we come out about, I think the volume was about probably about 21 litres at least. Came out, like I was saying, it started at 1045 gravity and got down to about 1008. It actually got below 1010. I did use, I did use a yeast nutrient as per normal, and I used a well flock. The oil flock was 15 minutes to go, and the yeast nutrient went in at with 10 minutes to go. So it all went well. Brewed between 15 and 16 degrees for over a week. Tested the gravity, she was down. Tasted fantastic. Doing just how the doing the gravity reading, tasted pretty darn good. Got in a keg, gassed it, and I think I had a beer there by Monday, Tuesday. Wednesday it was pretty much bang on, absolutely delicious. Righto, we'll move on to the next part of the video where I do the tasting. Alright, so like I said, it's got that pretty much bang on. Very happy with the colour. A nice head, off-white head, smell. Getting those, really getting that that bit of chocolate, and I'm getting a bit of that roastiness there. Also got some of those crystal there. It's a very malty smell. Alright, I'm tonguing for a beer. Let's get into it. Cheers. It really is a lovely beer. It pretty much is a dark ale. Using Nottingham, it's a dark ale pretty much. Using the ability of the Nottingham, being able to brew it between 15 to 16 degrees, and the turnover was incredibly quick. I brewed it on a Saturday, fermented it out for the week, and then I think a bit after a week later or something, I think was it Tuesday or something? Oh no, it was actually the Sunday, I think the following Sunday, brewed on Saturday, a week Sunday, I think pretty sure I put it in the keg, and it tasted good flat. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how good is this taste? Obviously done the gravity reading, see what it was doing. And the flavour, and it was flat. It's like, oh wow. So it's pretty much like a dark ale, very drinkable, very smashable. It's really good now. It's our autumn, or very late autumn here. It's getting close to winter starting, but the flavours, the chocolate, and the touch caramel, and that little bit of roast, that black malt I put in, it's just there at the back end. Kind of like a Tooheys Old finish in Australia, or Carlton Black, but not as strong punch in your face. It's got that bit of roast finish. It's like a bit of a coffee roast bitterness at the back. Body is I'd say light to medium. Lacing that glass. I definitely think if I was to make, I love this recipe, Loxley's Dunkel, I love it. It's such a quick turnaround beer. I'll be making it again. There's a couple of things, obviously, when you do make a beer, you would tune a little bit more. I'd probably add a little bit more crystal. The black malt, well, you see, Dunkels don't really have that coffee roast business in. It's more Schwartz beers, and nowhere near as powerful as those at the back. It's there from that bit I put in. I could probably drop that if I wanted to. I do enjoy a beer, but it does turn some people off. I always love wines to find a Dunkel, and I'm able to buy that at Dan Murphy's in Australia, and it's one that I always buy. And I actually had one last week just to compare the flavour, and obviously in their grain bill they're using a bit of Munich malt, so I could probably, I'm using Vienna, I could probably use Munich as well, put some with the Pale Pilsner malt, Munich malt, and you could even use Vienna, and then some those specialty malts. So this is probably the most specialty malts I've put into beer so far, and it definitely makes it super interesting. If you're a dark beer lover, this is fantastic beer. If you like your dark beers. And Nottingham, from what I'm reading and what I've experienced so far, is really good with the darker beers, your stouts, your dark ales and all that. It's really good. I had it with I used Nottingham for the Pay Ye Taxes ale, and I thought it was pretty fair, but I did put it down to using filtered town water. I still couldn't get the chlorine out of it. The beer had a slight, it was good, but it had a slight flavour. I put it down to that chlorine, due to being so much wet weather here, 2022 with La Nina. They've upped the, little John was talking about down south there, for his water and chlorine. They've definitely upped the chlorine levels here, and fair enough, there's a lot of bugs in that. So, for what I'm saying, back to it, the Nottingham with the darker beers really comes to its own, and by Joe, it's got a quick turnaround time. You can brew it in under a week, and like I say, 15, 16 degrees, and you got a turnaround super quick, and it didn't even need aging. It did not need aging. I was talking to the couple of fellow beer reviewers from Australia. I was pretty excited when I was tasting. I was like, how good! It was fantastic, so quick, tasted so nice. Now I'm raced through this keg pretty well, and I did give some out to the family at a family around for a son's birthday, like a barbecue, and they all reported. The ones who like dark beer enjoyed it. The one there who doesn't drink, and he drinks one particular beer, he couldn't stomach it. Yeah, he struggled. So anyway, Loxley Dunkel, Pseudo Dunkel. Like saying, to be a true Dunkel, you could probably drop the roast out, take away that roastiness at the back. But if you do enjoy a little bit of roast, having a bit of black malt there just makes it interesting in the back end, and which, like I said, I do enjoy. And with what it's so easy. And the thing about making this, it's so much better. If you ever tried to make like a 2 years old from the canned kits, and it doesn't turn out anything like it, well, I'm telling you now, if you use for something like this, you're going to get a nice dark beer. If you like your dark beers, it's super easy. Anyway, it's just no, very drinkable. I do plan on, next one was a Modelo Especial, or Negra. Sorry, not Modelo Especial, Negra, Modelo Negra. Change the name around. I plan on brewing a clone. It will be my version of it. I do have a kind of a clone recipe. I will tinker with it. I don't think I'll be putting any roast in it. Black malt. There'll be no black malt in that. I'll take away that roast, but I will up the crystals and some more of those. Trying to get a bit more caramel flavour, and I'll put a little bit more Vienna in it, in the grain bill too. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode, Jez Brews. Like I said, it's just more of a tasting. The Modelo, the Modelo, Negra Modelo, Modelo Negra clone. I'll be a bit more detailed. But the next beer coming up for tasting will be once this keg finishes, the Timberjack Lager, which is a lager yeast. It's by the time we get around drinking, it's probably going to be like 8 weeks in the keg, so 2 months lagered. Using the water was distilled water, and I did tinker with I did harden the water with salts. So that will be the next Jez Brews coming up. But always exciting. Nothing like brewing. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, all I can say, if you haven't done it, it's not that hard. Once you get the fundamentals, get a bit of gear, it's you can even brew in a bag. You want to do all grain, you don't want to do extract, you can always just brew in a bag. I probably should have done that, but I don't use extract. But extract, extract kind of turn me off a bit. Always do the back of my mind all grain, and with all grain being more cost effective these days and being able to buy something like a Brewzilla all in one unit, it makes life so much easier. But brewing a bag is pretty good too. You get pretty good results. Anyway, you guys all take it easy, have fun. If you're going to brew, and yeah, let's enjoy the fruits of our hard labour. Cheers.